Good evening, everyone. I'm Christy Kruger. Dan has the night off. Weather advisories have been issued for the entire state. Let's go to Paul Long now for the very latest. Paul?
Well, actually, Christy, just extreme southeastern Michigan as we have some freezing drizzle and freezing rain moving through the area right now, and that is causing for slick conditions. Doesn't look like a big ice storm, not huge sheets of ice like we've unfortunately sometimes seen. And the rain is starting to taper off. Let's take a look at Doppler radar, picking up some of the more stronger areas of light rain, if I can use that term. Some of the drizzle not being picked up by radar. So again, basically for Wayne, Macomb, Oakland, down into Monroe County, maybe out into Washtenaw, very, very slick conditions over the next few hours. Temperatures are going to be falling. This should change over to snow showers. So I think by morning, we shouldn't have any problem. But if you're going out in the next few hours, caution is the word. In the meantime, big cold heading our way, and the prospects for a white Christmas. I'll have details on that coming up a little bit later. Christy?
All right, we'll check back with you in a few moments. In other news, it was a murder that outraged a city. The brutal shooting of a 5-year-old girl in Highland Park, believed to have been a deadly message sent by drug dealers. Today, the little girl was buried and the 2 men suspected in her murder taken to court. Bob Bennett has our report.
They arrived early, friends and playmates of 5-year-old Catherine Pinky Staples. She was shot to death in her Highland Park home last Tuesday night by 2 gunmen who were looking for her 16-year-old stepbrother. The stepbrother reportedly owed the men money for crack cocaine. The funeral director who donated his services is overwhelmed by this tragedy.
I believe it's all because of the drug situation in our city, and it's heartbreaking. But these are little ones. These are little ones that don't have to go through this world now. They're at the feet of our Lord. They don't have to live with this.
The child's grief-stricken mother is a recovering crack cocaine addict, an addiction that ruined her life. Some who heard of the murder sent flowers and donations.
And I just want the people to know that in a tragic situation such as this, that there are a lot of good things that come out, which means it's still bringing the people closer and closer together.
At just about the time little Catherine Staples was laid to rest, 2 young men, ages 18 and 22, were brought here to district court in Inkster. They are charged with her murder. Roscoe Owens, wearing the green cap, and his half-brother DeAndre face multiple charges, including felony murder. Roscoe surrendered to police Friday evening. DeAndre was arrested at a home in northwest Detroit last night after police received a tip. Police say both operated crack houses on Detroit's east side.
Anything you say may be used against you. You have a right to have your attorney present when you make any statements to the police officers.
Bond was denied. Both men were remanded to custody in the county jail. DeAndre's lawyer doesn't feel his client can get a fair trial.
I am very much concerned that my client will be prejudiced very strongly, and hopefully we may be able to overturn that prejudice.
It's believed there are at least 3 witnesses to the murder of Catherine Staples. In the obituary, her mother wrote, "Pinky, I love you, but God loves you more. We will be together again when I get in." Bob Bennett on the Nightbeat.
If you would like to contribute to the Catherine Staples Fund, contact the James Cole Funeral Home in Detroit. The boat rolled over and suddenly sailors were fighting for their lives in icy waters. That was the scene last night off the coast of Israel, where a ferry carrying American soldiers to the USS Saratoga capsized. 19 soldiers died. It's being called the deadliest incident involving Desert Shield forces to date. Flares lit up the harbor of Haifa as rescue teams desperately searched for missing sailors from the USS Saratoga. 100 men had been on shore leave in Haifa, Israel. They were headed back to the Saratoga when the ferry capsized just 200 yards from the boat. One rescued sailor recalls what happened.
Oh, the ship capsized and it flooded. I got drowned in the water a little bit. I can't remember. All I remember is that I got thrown up. But
83 men were pulled from the icy waters by U.S. and Israeli rescue teams. 37 sailors were taken to hospitals. A number of them remain hospitalized tonight, all in satisfactory condition. This had been the first shore leave in 2 months for these Navy men. They've been patrolling the Red Sea as part of Operation Desert Shield. The Navy had chartered the ferry. The conditions last night were windy and difficult. And several sailors rescued from the chartered Israeli ferry say the boat may have been overloaded. If you want information about a family member on board the Saratoga, call 1-800-255-3808. That number is for family members only. If the U.S. is forced into war, will our troops be ready? Today, U.S. Defense Secretary Dick Cheney said yes. Cheney and Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Colin Powell have been reviewing the troops in the Gulf region since Wednesday. Earlier this week, a military official said it might be mid-February before U.S. forces are ready for battle. But Cheney said troops will be ready after the January 15th deadline. President Bush agrees.
I have a question about
Put it this way. If there was some clear provocation 10 minutes from now, the Allied forces are ready to respond vigorously.
The president made his comments today from Camp David, where he wrapped up his brief meeting with British Prime Minister John Major. Major expressed his complete support for U.S. policy in the Gulf. Britain's Prince Charles is in Saudi Arabia now. He says his country's forces are incredibly well prepared for war. The heir to Britain's throne will meet with Saudi Crown Prince Abdullah before flying home. There are just a few days left at home for more Michigan National Guard members. The 144th Military Police Company has been called up for active duty in the Gulf. They are to report to their hometown armory on January 3rd. It's expected the 158 men and women will leave Owasso a few days later to go to their mobilization station in Fort Knox. Over 300 National Guard members who thought they'd be spending Christmas far from home are back in the Detroit area tonight. The generosity of some local businesses made all that possible. Asa Aarons witnessed the homecoming at the Light Guard Armory.
You could still see the Wisconsin frost clinging to the bus windows when members of the 207th rolled in. The 300 members of the medical unit thought they'd spend Christmas at Fort McCoy in La Crosse, but at the last minute, they and their families were told Total Health Care and the National Trails bus lines had donated the transportation. The embraces of wives, husbands, mothers, and daughters tell the rest of the story.
I didn't believe it. I thought it was a hoax.
Yeah, because everything with the Army is subject to change. So we were just like, well, we'll see when it happens that we get there. So we're here.
Yeah, I still don't believe it.
And many of the people here report that the 12-hour journey on the bus from Wisconsin wasn't exactly the easiest trip they've ever taken.
We had doubts because of the weather in Wisconsin. They said we might not make it because of the snowstorms that were headed towards us.
Well, what did you go through? What type of journey was it?
It was a long one.
How long?
A long, cold one.
The trip through several feet of blinding snow did not go unappreciated. The Guard members held a special ceremony to thank their benefactors. I'm Asa Aarons, News 4 Nightbeat.
The members of the 207th are scheduled to participate in Operation Desert Shield after the first of the year. And as the Newsbeat continues, some suburban residents are left high and dry this weekend after a water main ruptures. And bad weather delays many happy reunions all across the country.
I'm Paul Long in Weather Watch 4. Freezing drizzle right now. Could that change to snow and give us a white Christmas? Prospects ahead.
It's time to care about education. I'm Isaiah Thomas. We need to show our young people that great things can be accomplished if we all make the effort. You can make a difference by giving something even more valuable than your money, your time. Schools throughout southeastern Michigan need volunteers. Just contact your local school and let them know you want to get involved. It's time for action. It's time to care about our education.
Nobody has the movie I want.
You're in luck. Blockbuster has over 10,000 videos with new releases like Spaced Invaders from Touchstone Home Video. They're hip. They're hilarious. They're Spaced Invaders, the 5 misguided Martians who crash land on Earth.
Prepare to die, Earth scum!
Maybe later. Have fun, boys.
Spaced Invaders from Touchstone Home Video, rated PG. More movies, more nights, more fun.
Blockbuster Video! Wow, what a difference!
Fasten your seatbelts because you're taking off on the wildest ride of your life. But this little bug has a mind of its own that's driving everyone crazy. It's a mad dash to the finish line with Dean Jones, Michelle Lee, and Buddy Hackett in The Love Bug.
Don't miss the fun Christmas morning at 9, only on 4.
It not only may be a white Christmas for some local residents, it's also shaping up to be a dry one. I'm not talking about a lack of rain, I'm talking about a lack of running water. Residents in parts of Troy and Pontiac are out of water or experiencing low water pressure due to a major water main break. Officials found out about the problem early this morning when a road just caved in and a car just started sinking.
We got up here about 1:30 this afternoon. The vehicle was completely submerged.
They said about 3 o'clock this morning that vehicle was totally underwater.
The water main here in Troy feeds to Pontiac. The Detroit Water Department is still on the scene and hopes to have the problem fixed in the next couple of days. The jingle of the cash register can be heard all across the country. Some of you are sitting there smugly. Your shopping was done ages ago. Others are not quite so well prepared.
39.
Last-minute shoppers are grabbing up deals at stores everywhere. Folks are watching for sales, trying to pick up a real gem of a deal, but all that shopping is enough to wear a body out. Shopping centers aren't the only places seeing big crowds. This is the busiest travel weekend of the year, and this one is turning out to be also one of the messiest. Heavy fog is causing airport delays today from coast to coast. At Atlanta's Hartsfield International Airport, planes are delayed up to 2.5 hours. It's been about an hour delay at John F. Kennedy Airport in New York. Holiday travelers say it's a bad way to start the Christmas vacation.
It's delayed again, so.
It's a long 24 hours, I think. So we've been standing in a lot of lines, getting to and from places, and getting on the wrong vans to go to the wrong motel to book. Frustrating, very frustrating.
In addition to Atlanta and New York, fog triggered delays today in Chicago and Washington, D.C. Snow is causing a backlog in Dallas as well. And here in Detroit, as you can well imagine, there are delays. It's best to call first to see if the plane you are meeting is on time. In world news, tonight Poland has its first democratically elected head of state since World War II. Former labor leader Lech Wałęsa took the oath of office today. Wałęsa promised in his inaugural speech to bring more reforms faster. He also pledged to turn over most state-owned property to private individuals. In Romania, hundreds poured into University Square to mark the first anniversary of a revolution, one that ended communist rule in that country. A wreath-laying ceremony and candlelight vigil were held to pay tribute to the 1,000 people who died in that uprising. This Christmas in Moscow will mark the first since 1917. Many churches, which had been converted into factories and workshops under Stalin, are being returned to their former glory. Russian Orthodox volunteers are doing all the work, and some churches have been pressured to reopen even before the restoration is complete. And coming up in sports, we'll have highlights from the Pistons game, and the Red Wings win another one. Plus, a good day on a frozen field in Wisconsin for the Detroit Lions. We'll have all the action coming up next.
At 7-Eleven, we can get you in and out so fast you might not have a chance to see everything we've got.
Fresh coffee in the morning.
We have eggs, we have milk, we have soft drinks.
Big gulp.
Jimmy Dean sausages.
Listen, Detroit, I don't want you as my customer.
We sell cold beer and pie.
We have everything from soup to nuts.
Big bite hot dogs.
We got cash machines, we got the lottery, we got the lotto. Can't touch that, Metro Detroit.
I met my husband at 7-Eleven. I guess you can get anything at 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. And now a 2-liter bottle of Coke, warm or cold, is just 99 cents at 7-Eleven.
Brighten the holidays for an elderly person. Focus Hope provides food to over 33,000 seniors each month. Help bring holiday cheer to one of our seniors. Take an elderly person grocery shopping and pick up the tab. Focus Hope will match you with an elderly person in need. You provide the shopping trip and about $50 worth of holiday food. Make this Christmas special. Call Focus Hope at 883-3131 to share with a senior.
Don't miss Hudson's special holiday hours. Shop tonight till 11 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Boy, I sure felt for the Detroit Lions today. That field was frozen as you were watching the game.
Boy, I couldn't even imagine playing.
I mean, how do they even hold the ball when it's that cold?
I have no idea, but fortunately, the Lions held it a little bit longer than the Packers, and they won. You know, figure this one out. The Lions hadn't won a game outside in the elements all season. So today, in the second coldest game ever in Green Bay history, they beat the Packers 24-17 for their second straight win. 46,700 braved the cold at Lambeau Field, and I do mean cold. With the wind chill at 28 below, I think this sign just about says it all, folks. Lions down 7-0 in the first. Rodney Peete, look at this, with a great quarterback draw, 26 yards, game tied at 7-all at the half. Second half kickoff, though, it came to Darrell Thompson. Thompson gets a block here, a block there, uses his speed, and the rookie from Minnesota goes 76 yards. The Pack's back on top, 14-7. 17-10 Green Bay in the fourth. Blair Keel hits Ed West. But watch West right there, cough it up to Ray Crockett. And Crockett, Christmas came a couple days early for Mr. Crockett. He goes in from 22 yards. We were tied at 17. Barry Sanders took over the league lead in rushing, 133 yards on 19 carries on frozen turf. 37 right here. How cold was the turf? How slippery was it? You wonder how he got 133 yards. Okay, Sanders got the game winner with 3.5 left from 6 yards out, 24-17. But the Pack came right back. Under 2 minutes to go. Keel throws into the end zone here, but there's Mr. Crockett to say no. The Lions win 24-17. They knock the Pack out of the playoffs and improve to 6-9. They'll finish with Seattle next Sunday. Well, like the Packers, the Vikings had their playoff hopes trashed today. The Raiders did it 28-24, but folks, the score was much closer than the game itself. Almost 58,000 at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. Now, Bo Jackson makes life miserable for anyone who tries to tackle him. Today, he even made it miserable for those who watch. Watch Paul Wiggin, the assistant. Ooh, right there. Fortunately and miraculously, Paul Wiggin, the Vikings assistant, was okay. But today's day belonged to quarterback Jay Schrader. Watch this. One of 4 touchdown passes. This one, 47 yards to Sam Grady, his first NFL catch. The Raiders win by 4. They clinch the AFC West if Kansas City loses tomorrow or if they win next week. Well, one game tonight in the NFL. Washington right now in the fourth quarter leading Indianapolis 28-21. The Skins already have a playoff berth clinched. In basketball tonight, the Pistons lost to the Sixers in Philly 106-99. Pistons now have lost 9 of their 10 games on the road. Let's go to the Spectrum in Philly, where the Sixers are 13-2 this year. Pistons led early. Isaiah with the steal here and the lay-in. He finished with 30. Pistons had an 8-point lead. Going for more here. Mark Aguirre blocked right here by Charles Barkley. Mahorn gets the outlet pass to Ricky Green. Green just pulls up and just drops it there. Sixers trail by 3 at the half. Green with an unbelievable night. 25 points for the former Wolverine. 2 on the lay-in here. Philly led by 4 in the third. Watch the great move by Hersey Hawkins. Spin, throws it up off the glass. Sixers win by 7. The Pistons will play next Christmas Day in Chicago. College basketball, Michigan played the last 3 minutes of their game today with Marquette without their starting front line. Why? Because they all fouled out. But the Wolverines still held on to win this one, 89-81, up to Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor. Michigan led by 18 in the first half. Demetrius Kala with the lay-in. He had 15 in the first half. Michael Talley, though, had the career day. 20 points, a career high. Great move here as he lays it in. But Caleb finished with a game-high 23. Watch the nice bounce pass from Sam Mitchell there in the lane. He helped hold off the Warriors. Kirk Taylor, though, put the icing on the cake with the steal and the jam. He had 16 for the Wolverines. Michigan wins by 8. The Wolverines now 6-2. Upsets in college basketball today. Iowa blew out number 5 UCLA 88-71. Illinois knocked off number 10 LSU 102-96. Number 9 Duke beat Oklahoma in Norman to end the Sooners' 51-game home winning streak today. And locally, the University of Detroit beat Northern Iowa 81-79, Eastern Michigan by 46 over Boston University. High school basketball's big Michigan shootout tonight, the dream matchup between Southwestern and Country Day, won by Southwestern 72-64. We go to Cobo tonight. Everyone came to say Country Day's Chris Webber, the great move right here. He looked like the best player in the country on that move. You know, though, it's hard to believe that this kid's still in high school. He gets every bit out of his 6'9" body on that jam right there, but Southwestern isn't the #1 team in Class A for nothing. Bashan Leonard with the steal, with the jam. Southwestern goes on to win by 8. They're 5-1 on the season. In hockey tonight, the Red Wings won their 3rd straight in Winnipeg. Their 2nd straight over the Jets, 5-2. Steve Yzerman, a neat little hat trick. 12,000 plus at the Winnipeg Arena. 29 seconds into the game, Yzerman already had it started. Watch this play right here as he just whips it right there past Stefan Beauregard, his 21st. Less than 5 minutes later, a blast past Beauregard, and the Jets pulled him. And then the pretty play by the captain right here. A super move here, the hat trick. The Wings go on to win 5-2. They'll look to gain on #1 Chicago tomorrow as they go to play the Blackhawks in Chicago Stadium.
Okay, thank you very much,
Okay,
Tom.
have a good night.
You too. And still to come on the Night Beat, it's icy out right now, but will it change to snow? Paul will tell us our chances for a white Christmas. And some slick sculptures grace the lawn of a local campus. The cold fact coming up next.
Warm hands are happy hands, so this season give sheer energy by Legs driving gloves. Acrylic line styles are just $9.99. Thinsulate line styles are just $11.99. And unlined styles are only $6.99.
On the money, target's right on the money. Right on the money.
A Wall Street tycoon.
This could be the best sex I've had in a long time.
His Fifth Avenue mistress.
It has its funny side.
The right car, the wrong turn. A reporter craving fame.
Go get him.
A city hungry for headlines. Tom Hanks, Bruce Willis, Melanie Griffith. Just watch the sparks fly. The best-selling book is now the movie, The Bonfire of the Vanities. Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Making those last-minute buying decisions? Watch the Christmas Shopper Showcase right here on Channel 4. The Shopper Showcase is your television buying guide for the holidays. We're on right after Saturday Night Live and The Big Break. Remember, the Christmas Shopper Showcase right here on Channel 4, and it's Saturday night.
Watch Christmas Shopper Showcase with the real Santa Claus. Merry Christmas.
While much of the nation is shivering tonight, parts of Mississippi are cleaning up from tornadoes. Twisters like this one have torn through the state, damaging homes and killing at least 2 people and hospitalizing 15 others. After touring one of the hardest hit areas this afternoon, the governor there declared a state of emergency. We got some really awful weather all over the country.
Oh,
pretty much.
It's, in fact, they're calling it historic. I mean,
Is that right?
take into account, today it was kind of mild. It was 103 degrees difference between our high today and the low this morning in a place in Montana where it
That's
was
amazing.
50 degrees below zero.
And then, of course, I have my parents rubbing it in saying it's 89 degrees in Tampa.
Well,
Yeah.
86, actually, which was
86.
also a record high.
Right.
55 the high today,
31 the low, and that is our current outside. We have a weather advisory because right now we're getting freezing drizzle in portions of the metro area, especially the southern portions. As I say, 31 degrees right now with freezing drizzle. Relative humidity is currently at 78%. Barometric pressure is on the fall. And the winds right now, the northwest at 15. That's giving us a wind chill factor of 10 degrees, and that's going to be balmy. Okay, here's what's going on the satellite. First of all, cold front came through our area a couple of hours ago, and that's cold air on the surface that got us below freezing. Out ahead of it is really warm stuff, but that's still above us. You go up a couple of thousand feet, it's above freezing. Therefore, the precipitation falls, as rain, but when it gets down and touches the earth down here where it's freezing, that's why we have some freezing drizzle. Can we go to Doppler radar real quick? Showing that most of the light rain has slid off to the east, not picking up the drizzle, though, too light to show up right now. So just in patches, especially in the southern portions of the metro area, there are icy spots. And just because driving might be okay where you're at right now, you could go another mile and really hit an ice spot. It looks like out to the west, though, by radar signature, this looks like it is changing right now to snow. And so we're going to be having some snow showers later on tonight. Let's take a look at the Midwest. The white is the snow, heavy snow. St. Louis starts snowing about 5 o'clock. Now it's down to flurries, but in the meantime, they got 4 inches. Most of Indiana is a sheet of ice, so is western Ohio. So if you have any plans to travel south in this direction, even into the morning, it looks like hazardous conditions. Also, lake effect snows for the morning for Ohio, maybe about 4 inches of snow for northern Indiana. As I say, the other feature is the cold and the warmth. These are the record highs out east, 57 up in Vermont. Out west, temperatures 24 below zero, 25 below in Pocatello, Idaho. Even Carmel, California, 20 degrees. That is an all-time. There have been about a dozen all-time record lows, and you can see minus 20 up here. Warmth to the east. It looks like, again, most of the snow and the heavy ice and things like that should stay to our south, and it looks like the super cold will stay away from us. But trust me, it's still going to be a frigid, frigid week. 1 degree for the high in Minneapolis for tomorrow. 14 in St. Louis. We're not doing good on time. The Bing Crosby White Christmas watch, we'll have to say for tomorrow night. Let's take a look at the forecast, though. Seriously, folks, a freezing drizzle advisory in effect for extreme southeastern Michigan for the next couple of hours. Then the precipitation will change to snow. The low down around 22 degrees for tomorrow. Partly sunny, snow showers. Get up to around 25. Another brunt of cold comes in. Temperature falls into the teens. For Monday, cloudy, snow showers, high of 18. And gusty winds will have a dangerous wind chill factor. For Christmas Day, maybe a few snow showers, and these are high, 13 degrees, but a warming trend, getting up to a high of 16 degrees around Thursday, low around 0 every night.
I'm not a happy human. That's very cold.
It's going to be very, very cold.
We'll bundle up.
Please do.
Okay, thanks. Every family has its Christmas traditions, and at the Henry Ford Museum in Greenfield Village, you can see traditions of years gone past. Customs and trimmings from long ago are featured. All visitors are encouraged to bring a photograph of their family tradition, which will then become part of the museum's archives. It began with 25 blocks of ice, each weighing about 440 pounds. Today, the 11,000 pounds of ice were turned into a Christmas-carved wonderland. The Ice and Snow Carving Club from Henry Ford Community College worked on their art every day from 9 to 5 since last Tuesday. It's a cold work of art that really warms the heart. And they began to melt. And that's the Night Beat for this Saturday. Thanks a lot for joining us. Join us again tomorrow. And until then, for all of us on the Night Beat, have a good night and a safe one, too. Bye-bye.